Mason.
And I'm Ava Stopzinski.
This is your Thursday, April 2nd news from Mishawaka Network.
The end of the grading period will be on April 17th. Grade checks will be today for all clubs and sports. Make sure to communicate with your teachers to try and improve any and all grades you can.
Seniors, make sure you apply for FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. This can help receive financial aid regardless of your income for your college, career, or graduate school within the fall 2026 semester. The sooner you apply, the more eligible you are for more financial aid. So make sure you fill out the form before June 30th.
MHS choir students have been hard at work preparing for their spring concert that was on Tuesday, March 31st. The concert was held in the MHS auditorium. Thank you for those who came out to support. This was also their senior night to honor the seniors that are dedicated to the choir.
The following art students have work that was selected for the People Next Door, an art contest that exhibits the focus remembering the World War II Holocaust. The work will be on display at a gallery opening April 15th at 5 p.m. at the Mishawaka Penn Public Library, main branch, and through the month of April. If you see these kids or have them in class, please congratulate them on their work.
Right now, SEM faculty art is on display in the Corvilla Community Gallery. You can see the art by some of your favorite teachers until April 6th. It includes art from 10 Mishawaka artists. The whole event was organized by John Young's art teacher, Miss Olivia Miller.
Mr. Sargent's dedication to his students and his passion for arts education at Mishawaka High School have made a lasting impact on so many student artists. His commitment, creativity, and encouragement truly help students grow in confidence and find their voice through art. This recognition is incredibly well-deserved, and we're excited to celebrate Mr. Sargent at the Scholastic Showcase on Friday, March 27th at the South Bend Museum of Art. The award presentation begins at 7 p.m.
One of the faculty members here at Mishawaka High School is Mr. Ebright. Here's a 60-second interview to get to know him better.
My favorite color usually depends on my mood, but blue. Really difficult question for me as an English teacher to answer. Growing up, if you give a mouse a cookie, if I had to have a definitive favorite book, The Chosen by Chaim Potok. Another difficult question for me to answer because I do view myself as a little bit of a movie buff. For like a pop culture type movie, Thunderbolts, Deadpool and Wolverine, the movies that kind of impacted me as an individual, Rocky. My favorite subject in school was English. My best subjects were math and science. English class intrigued me the most because there could be multiple right answers. When I was young, my father had a tarantula and a snake. He lost the tarantula and my mother beat the snake with a broom. After that, we got more traditional pets, so we had a couple of dogs. Myself as an adult, I've also kind of gone into the cat collecting business. So right now we're up to 7. My favorite sport to play is disc golf. My favorite sport to watch will have to be baseball.
All current freshmen, sophomores, and juniors interested in serving as a freshman mentor next school year should check their email from a message from Dr. Mann. Application forms are due Wednesday, April 15th after spring break. See Mrs. Sandmark in 238 for questions about becoming a mentor.
The robotics team traveled to Purdue last weekend for their last competition of the season. They competed all weekend against teams across the state. Good job for all your hard work, cavemen.
Tomorrow marks the first day of spring break, which we have off for Good Friday. We will have school off from Friday, April 3rd to Sunday, April 12th. We will come back on Monday, on April 13th. Let's take a look at the weather and have a good spring break.
Hi Cavemen, I'm Ryan Day and this is your weather for this week. Starting off with Friday's weather, we have a high of 57 and a low of 49, and on Saturday we have a high of 66 and a low of 41. And on Sunday we have a high of 45 and a low of 33. And moving over to Monday, we have a high of 43 and a low of 35. And on Tuesday we have a high of 57 and a low of 41. And on Wednesday we have a high of 63 and a low of 44. That's all for weather this week.
Last Wednesday, March 25th, the girls' track team had a three-way meet with Elkhart and Riley, unfortunately losing both matchups, with Riley ending 91-41 and Elkhart ending 34-98. The varsity softball team had 4 games this week, and their last being tomorrow, which is a doubleheader against Chesterton. Earlier in the week, they went against Elkhart. They had trailed 4-0 into the bottom fourth when Shayla Crawford hit a grand slam to tie the game. They were tied at 7 in the 7th inning when Crawford hit a walk-off single, with a final score of 8-7. Baseball played in their first game of the season on Tuesday against Jimtown, and they also had a game on Wednesday against Adams. The boys golf team held tryouts last week, and they have been practicing in preparation for their season. Their first match will be home at Eberhard Golf Course on April 15th. Girls tennis has been practicing, with their first match being April 13th against John Glenn High School. They have 4 matches that week.
Over at John Young, the incoming middle schoolers are signing up for band and orchestra, and soon they will be selecting their instruments.
Now we'll be going to Prince, Kyle, and Amir. They went around the school asking people what their favorite songs were, and then it was rated to see if they also enjoyed the song.
I'm Prince Stewart, and I'm here with
Kyle.
Amir. And today we'll be doing rating people's favorite song. And to start, our favorite song is Happy by
Pharrell Williams.
You heard it here first. All right, who am I here with today?
Astronaut Swoverland.
All right, rate this song.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
Good song.
All right, what do you rate it?
I give it an 8 out of 10.
All right, what's your favorite song?
I'll say Nights by Frank Ocean.
All right, who am I here with today?
Daniel Phillips.
All right, Daniel, can you rate this song for me?
Being laid on. Oh, you need the money if you gon' survive. Every night, shit, every day. Shit.
All right, what do you rate it?
Nights by Frank Ocean. I'll go ahead and rate it a 9 out of 10. It's a good song.
All right, what's your favorite song?
I'm going there for spring break and the Masters is coming up, so Georgia on My Mind by Ray Charles has been my favorite so far.
That's valid, that's valid. All right, who am I here with today?
Ethan Flowers.
All right, Ethan, can you rate this song for me?
Leads back to you. I said you.
All right, Ethan, what do you rate this song, 1 through 10?
I have to give it a solid 8 out of 10.
That's valid. Now, what's your favorite song?
My favorite song is Thought It Was Love by Ty Myers.
All right, who am I here with today?
Noah?
All right, Noah, you can rate this song for me?
Yeah.
Baby, I bet you're happy now. Probably found you some.
All right, Noah, what do you rate this song?
8 out of 10.
All right, what's your favorite song?
Coolin' by Nino Pade.
All right, bet. All right, who am I here with today?
Warren Eller.
All right, Warren, can you rate this song for me?
Yep.
All right, bet.
I'm tired of teachers telling me to get a hall pass. Me ain't need no bad influences. Kids stay in class.
All right, what's your rate this?
I rate it like a 7 out of 10.
That's reasonable. What's your favorite song?
Over My Dead Body by Drake.
That's ball. That's nice. All right, who am I here with today?
Jaden.
All right, Jaden, you can rate this song for me?
Yeah, I got you.
All right, bet.
You say I'm old news, well who the new star? Cause if I'm going anywhere, it's probably too far. Just performed at a bar mitzvah.
What's your rate this song, Jaden?
Man, I love Drake. A cool 9.
All right, bet. What's your favorite song?
Sliming You Out, Drake and SZA.
All right, I'm here with Lucas to Welcome to the Swing Man. Could you rate this song?
January, you pretend to see life clearly, yearly. February is a time that you put the evil eye and the pride aside for the.
All right, how do you like this song? I love it. We're gonna go with a 10. Okay. Do 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 do.
There are a lot of pathways you can take here at Mishawaka. A new one is the gardening pathway. Braylon Clater shows us what it is.
Hello, my name is Braylon Clater. Let me introduce you to the gardening pathway. In the gardening pathway, you'll be growing a garden in the Mishawaka Education Foundation Community Greenhouse. And here's what it looks like. I interviewed the only student in the gardening pathway at this moment. Let's hear what she has to say about the pathway.
I think of it as a fun opportunity to go outside, get your hands dirty. You get to revitalize, propagate, and walk around, decorate, and you just have all the kind of fun stuff. What I do in there is, recently I am on a project of decorating Grandma Barker's garden. I am decorating all the raised beds, including the greenhouse, and getting ready for the plant sale that is coming up. I'm in there because I just started out as a gardening club student, and then my interest for gardening had just started uprising, and then that's whenever the teacher started explaining that we started to start up a actual program in a class for Mishawaka High School, and I thought it was pretty cool, and I signed my name up on there. And then that's whenever I got into the pathway, and ever since then I was just so happy to be in it. It's a huge opportunity. You can start out as a gardening club to get a feel, gardening club student to get a feel for it. Then you can continue to be as a gardening club student, and if you really wanted to, you can ask them to get into your class for your future years whenever you obviously start, planning your schedule. It's available for all grades, including freshmen. Class finally got started up, and this year I was the only student that was able to be approved for the class because I had time for it, and I was also able to get dedicated to it. For students that really want to be involved into it and then they want to continue it as a pathway, they can plan it in their future schedule, and then they can also talk to the teachers, Jay Crawford and Bailey Reister.
Now that you know a bit of the gardening pathway, if you're interested in joining, put it on your schedule for next year. That's all.
That's all your news for this week, Cavemen.
Shout out Cody.
And shout out George.
Have a great spring break, Cavemen.